Hey, episode 71 we did. Just yesterday, we went to The Leaf, which is a restaurant that's been closed down for about 2 months, but it's also paired up with
Famous Cigars.
Famous Cigar. Anyway, we interviewed the bar and restaurant manager, Emily, there at the new restaurant because they're going to be opening up in about 2 weeks.
Yep.
I think the
Yep.
23rd or something.
Yeah, so it's this giant warehouse.
Yeah, it looks like a
Leaf.
warehouse if you saw it.
And there's a cigar store, a humidor, that you can buy cigars retail if you're local, right? So this is Easton, Pennsylvania. So if you're in near New Jersey, Easton, PA, you got to check out this place. Right next door is the Leaf restaurant, and they're going to be open full time with a full menu, lunch and dinner. And we got the pleasure also of interviewing Sean, who is the retail manager. Right. He takes care of getting the cigars in and out, and how to recommend cigars to people. For you cigar smokers, you better watch the show because it is incredible. We got a tour.
Yep, in the warehouse.
Of a warehouse that had 40 million cigars, probably the largest.
Let's say it together. Ready?
In the U.S. 40 million
cigars. No lie. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I just could not. I didn't expect something like that when I saw this. And he says, "Yeah, they've been there for
long time.
Long time. Yeah, they started in New York, but now they're over in Easton."
So, guys, if you're local, you can go in there and visit and buy cigars and have some food. If you're not, 98% of their retail is done online. We're going to put the links in the description below. You got to buy from these guys. They're incredible. They know their stuff. You're going to love this show. Yep. Stick around, watch the interview with Emily, and then stick around for Sean and the warehouse walkthrough. You're going to love it.
And they'll tell you, if you're a cigar smoker, they'll tell you if you're having a steak, what cigar is probably the best to have with that steak. But
so watch the show. Stick with us. Yeah. Like and subscribe. Get that bell. Look, our bell's back. Yeah. So appreciate it. Watch this. Stick around. Like and subscribe. See you later.
Oh, okay, here we go. Episode 71, and we're at kind of a special place right now.
Yes. We are at The Leaf and Famous Cigars. And Emily here is a restaurant and bar manager for The Leaf. And I understand we're going through some changes.
A little bit.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about what's going on right now. You have events right now that are taking place, right?
We do have events. So right now we have every Thursday night we host poker.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Every other Friday we have a sip and smoke where we feature a cigar as well as a few cocktails, a glass of wine, a specific bourbon that pairs well with that cigar. And then on the same night we have trivia. And the first Friday of every month we also have karaoke.
So, but we got something really special coming up, right?
A little bit.
A little bit changes. Now, I remember back in the day, I used to come quite often when they had the full menu, dinner, and I used to come quite often with a lot of friends of ours. And then it kind of a little bit went away for a while, and I guess we're bringing something back. Now, is this a popular demand? How did you guys decide to do this?
So we got a lot of input from our loyal customers, from people who had been here previously, much like yourself, when it was the full restaurant. And we decided to bring back that full menu. You know, it was a place where people could bring their wives for a great lunch or dinner and they could still enjoy their cigars. So we decided to bring something like that back.
So you are doing lunch and dinner?
Yes, we'll be open at noon.
Oh, cool. Very nice.
And you also have vegan and gluten-free?
We'll have vegetarian and gluten-free options.
How do I want to say this? Elaborate bar food, so to speak?
Yes.
Right?
A little bit higher end bar food, and then for dinners, you'll still be able to get steak, a pork chop, salmon, some great fried chicken.
Oh, wow.
And the food, is that, you bring it in, is it frozen? Are you doing something special?
Absolutely not. So we are going to get as local as possible that Driscoll Foods allows. So they are very much a family and local supplier. Our greens that we're getting in are fairly local.
Oh. So everything's brought in fresh?
Yes, fresh and scratch made.
Wow, okay.
Wow.
So all of our dressings will be house made. Any wing sauces that we have, everything will be as house made as possible.
Wow.
And everything's made to order?
Yes.
Right there.
Wow, that's great.
Tell me a little bit about cigar pairing. What is that?
So all of our servers and bartenders, as well as myself in the kitchen, will be trained in cigar pairings. We're not going to tell you what brand to buy because maybe you have your own favorite brand, but we're going to tell you what pairs best with your meal. If you order a medium rare steak and you prefer Connecticut wrapper, we'll be able to steer you in the right direction.
I didn't even know cigars and like steak or something like that would be paired. I'm used to steak and wine being paired or something like that.
Wine.
But a cigar, that's a little different. And what beers do you have on tap? IPAs?
So I have a rotating tap list. I personally am Cicerone certified, so that means I'm trained to tell you why beer tastes good and what it tastes good with.
Wow.
So right now I have one very local. We have Lost Tavern Brewing Company. I was lucky enough to bring them in.
Ooh,
So we have them on tap. They have a line that is dedicated to their brand only, so something from them will always be on tap here. We have Appalachian Brewing Company, which is also local enough. And then we have your standards, Mick Ultra, Stella, all the classics. Our IPAs are a rotating list, and I try and keep one stout or porter on at all times as well.
And you have a football draft night?
Yes, so the draft night for the NFL is April 23rd, and we'll just need to keep an eye out. My chef and I have not picked our specials yet, but there's gonna be some food specials and some other fun things that night.
Wow.
But that is supposedly the opening day for you guys.
That will be our hard opening, yes.
Wow.
Well, that's a good pairing.
So
Football draft.
That's another roughly 2.5 weeks.
Just about, don't remind me.
Well, the bar is beautiful. Everything was beautiful back here. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, and I can speak from experience. We always had a great meal here, and I remember the days when they had brunch on Sunday.
Do you have outdoor seating too?
We do.
Cool.
We have patio seating.
So when the weather gets better, you can have actually food out there?
Yes,
And smoke out there?
yes.
Cool.
So it'll be full service outside. Our server will be running inside and outside to take orders.
Is your outdoor patio pet friendly? Well, you
Yes.
don't know yet. It is. For a while, it wasn't. So I was just asking
So-
that question because I got a lot of friends that love this place and have pets. And they'd like to bring them outside.
As far as I know, per
Okay.
health regulations, the patio is fine.
So what else can you tell us? What else?
We have a lot of fun things coming. One of the things that we were doing previously is our ticketed dinners. So it's a 4-course meal, 3 drinks, and 2 cigars. And as much as we can, we try and bring a representative from the cigar that's sponsoring the event here. So our next one is Crowned Heads on
Okay.
May 13th. And the only thing I can give away about what's on the menu is that it will be a beef Wellington dinner.
Oh, wow.
I was here one time. Rocky Patel came. So that's going to continue. You're going to
Yes.
Depending on. Oh, nice. That is very, very good.
And how long have you been here?
I have been here since last April.
And where did you come from?
Most recently, I came from teaching, but I've been in the restaurant industry since I was about 18 years old.
Oh, so you've
From
been-
serving to managing,
Yeah,
everything.
This is probably a little bit more rewarding. Because if you're the bar manager, I would think you get to know customers.
Yes.
And you see customers coming in all the time and you make relationships with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is kind of nice. That's a nice thing to
And that is part of why my wife and I enjoyed it so much. We got to know the bartenders. We got to know the people here. You know, you come in, it's like cheers. Hey, Joe, you know.
Now, there's no entry fee or like a fee that you have to?
No. Unless you want to have a locker for the year, there's no fee.
And how much is a locker for the year?
That's a very good question for Sean.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Yeah, and
Well, if you
they're-
get a locker, what would people put in the locker?
So they get cigars, they
Oh.
get swag, they get discounts,
Okay.
they get first access to certain things like a soft opening here
Okay.
or cigar sales. So there's a lot of perks that come to being a locker holder, and I know that there is still a wait list right now.
Okay.
Wow. And the lockers, I understand, are going to be controlled environments, so if they're good for cigars to stay in there for
Yes.
a while. Okay.
And you don't have to smoke a cigar to be here to have dinner outside or?
Not whatsoever. You
not
can come
required.
just to eat, but you can also have a great cigar with your meal.
Well, I for one, I got to say, I am very, very happy to hear that you guys are coming back and having a full menu again.
How long have you been closed?
Since March 29th. So we're taking about 3 weeks off, 12 days total of our portion being closed to revamp everything in the kitchen, finalize our menu, and get everything else set up.
So in closing out there, the Leaf Restaurant, you will have a full menu now, and they are going to be opening on April 23rd. And for all you football fans, that's perfect because it's draft.
And it's at 90 Mort Drive in Easton, PA.
90 more drive. GPS will take you right here.
Yes, it
If
will.
you're not sure where they are.
I was here earlier to look at it.
Okay. It'll take you right into the parking lot.
Yep.
Emily, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us.
you.
I
Thank
you very
appreciate it.
much.
And great news that, you know, the direction you guys are going, I really appreciate it.
Definitely looking
I'm
forward
sure
to
there'll
it.
be a lot of people out there who will like it too. All right, now we're here with Sean. He's a Famous Cigar retail store manager. How are you, Sean? Welcome to the show.
I'm good. Thank you guys for having me on today.
And you're the store manager?
Store manager.
And
yes,
how
sir.
long you been here?
I've been here 13 years now. Since
Are you
2013.
part of the family, the original family? Are you a descendant or something?
No, I'm not, but I've
Okay.
been here long enough that it definitely feels like it. I've been able to build a good connection with Arthur Zaretsky, our owner,
Okay.
over these years.
Okay.
And it was kind of really helped me as I transitioned into this
that
role
right?
towards the end of last year.
So your job as a manager, just trying to keep the store going, you take care of what type of cigars come in and, okay.
Yeah, and it's actually now, since we're a small operation here, I wear a lot of hats.
Okay.
So I went from just sales and customer service before to now dealing with marketing, purchasing, merchandising,
Yeah, so
IT,
you got a lot of hats.
finance,
You definitely got a lot of
staff,
hats.
payroll. So it's
But it must be rewarding. You said you've been here 13 years.
It is.
So well, that's my daughter used to come here all the time.
But your role as more customer facing.
absolutely.
Guide people
Yes.
when they come in, if they're, especially a new customer, somebody who just started smoking cigars, right? Because we know wine, there's hundreds and thousands of different wines that you can choose from. I know cigars is very similar. I've been, you know, I settled on my couple of favorites now, but there are so many others out there. How would you take a new guy that just started and what would you give? What kind of advice would you give him?
It can be overwhelming. You walk in and it's almost a sea of brands. You don't know
Yes.
where to start.
Right.
My advice to any beginner would be to ask your tobacconist, ask your cigar specialist for help to begin. And really what we try to do is get a feel for if they've smoked before, even if it's just one cigar, is there something they liked about it? I really like to tell my guys food and coffee, to use that. So, hey, if you drink coffee, do you take it black? Do you take it with cream? And that kind of gives an indication to their palate. Chicken wings as well. You like really spicy, you like mild. That'll give an indication to what type of profile you're going to be oriented towards.
Because I know that, well, for me, Tayback Special is one of my favorites. And it's got that little bit of Java taste on the end, a little bit of taste on
Yeah.
it. And acid cigars, too, right?
Yeah, acid. And that's a great point you made, because that's kind of what we will lay out to the beginning smoker is, okay, there's kind of two paths you can take it first. There's the infused sweet cap, or you could just start and go straight traditional. And more often than not, I would encourage going with the sweet cap, because that'll soften the tobacco taste, kind of make it a little bit more friendly to somebody that's just getting started. But that's really your two main classifications, I would say, a beginning smoker should understand.
As somebody looking for something without taste, from what I understand, Connecticut Wrap is kind of a basic, mild type thing. I like the Perdomos in the Connecticut Wrap, you know. I don't know if that would be another step without the taste. What would you recommend to somebody who's saying, I don't want to taste anything except the cigar?
Yeah, I would go with a Connecticut wrapper, like you said, traditionally more mild, and then I would go with preferably Dominican tobacco. So the strength. So your main cigar producing countries are Nicaragua, Honduras, and the Dominican Republic. And what I always tell my guys when they first start is the strength of the country is closer to the equator, it'll be stronger. So Nicaraguan will be stronger than Honduran. Honduran will be stronger than Dominican. So you kind of want to
You
go.
mean, so are you saying because it gets hotter or
Yeah, because you're
humid
more
or
sun,
whatever?
you're
Okay.
closer to the equator.
Never knew that.
Yeah, so like a good beginner would be a Connecticut wrapper, Dominican, so like a Fuente, La Aurora, those kind of brands would be an excellent introduction to get you started on the traditional path there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying the deeper it is towards the equator,
Yep.
the stronger the tobacco gets.
Stronger the tobacco.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, more sunlight, more extended sun throughout the day too. So yeah, or you can think about it even alphabetically. Dominican, Honduran, Nicaragua gets progressively stronger as you go down the alphabet there.
Obviously, seating both inside and outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
And this, and just in case what are your 90 Mort Drive in Easton? We talked about that. They're hidden back into like a little bit of a warehouse kind of area, because the cigar shop is the warehouse too. I mean, you have all your cigars. You do all retail out of here too, correct?
Retail, we wholesale as well.
Okay.
So yeah, we have a pretty good operation right now.
How big is your
here.
online business? Is that majority of what it is?
Oh yeah, online is probably 99% of the business in terms of numbers. I mean, right now they have back there probably 40 million individual cigars.
Wow.
About probably 30,000. I mean, 60,000 square foot building with 30,000 square foot warehouse with 40 million cigars in it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's.
See, that's why they need somebody like you, because you have 40 million cigars. What do I pick?
Yeah.
What do I know?
Do you have
For a
like
beginning
regular
stuff.
customers that come in that you see all the time?
All the time. And they've really been our biggest advocates over these years, because they're the ones where if we get anybody new that comes in, you know, once we help them with the cigar, now they're in the lounge. And it really helps to have regular guys that are welcoming and we've seen the group here grow tremendously over the years. And they're going to be the ones that, you know, they're going to tell everybody about this place. So that's what we want.
And what about the lockers? Tell us a little bit about that. You have lockers or for?
Yeah.
Okay.
We do. So we have cigar lockers for pretty much anybody. We try and offer it to those that are loyal with us as well. We have 46 lockers right now. Two Cigar Oasis units in it, and it's probably about 70 cubic feet, I would say, is the size of it.
Is there a charge to have a locker?
There is a charge.
Monthly charge or something?
We used to do monthly. Now we just do annual.
Okay.
It's $250, so $265 with tax, and that entitles you to a 20% store discount. A couple free cigars every month. We're actually working with different vendors now. It used to be just Drew Estate provided the cigars, so your acids were in there. but now we're working with more manufacturers to try and get a little more variety for our locker holders. Provide some value there.
What's your favorite cigar? Yours.
Favorite. Oh
Or
man.
do you have just a lot that you?
So I have ones depending on mood, but I would say probably my overall favorite would be the Arturo Fuente Don Carlos No. 4. It's about a 5.5 by 43 with a little torpedo tip.
Oh, okay. The torpedo, yeah.
But yeah,
Familiar with that.
excellent cigar. They're one of the only ones that use a African Cameroon wrapper.
Oh.
And then they use Dominican tobacco. So like I was saying before, the Dominican will be a little milder, but the Cameroon has a nice sweet spice kind of interplay to it, and makes for an enjoyable cigar.
Yeah.
What about that? Now, I don't know the industry that much, but they talk about Cuban cigars.
Yeah.
Are they illegal right now because of the country being communist?
Yeah, so technically, there was a little easement there when Obama was president. You were able to bring back a personal amount of like rum and cigars. I know it's gotten a little more restrictive, but we still can't import and resell because the embargo is still in effect.
Right.
Since, what was that, 59, 69?
Way back,
Way back,
Yeah, way back, yeah.
Because I remember, I think it was probably when Obama was in, I remember people saying that they're working to try to get them legalized here, and then it never happened.
It never happened.
It would be nice if it did. I think a lot
Are they
of
good cigars?
They, if they're made right, that's the thing with Cuban is they don't really, so they produce great tobacco, but they don't take care of their soil. They don't rotate their crops, and all the best grades get sent to the European market. Okay. So it's tough to find. I think once it eventually is legal, it'll be excellent to have. You know, now you have Dominican, Nicaraguan.
Right.
You'll have an option of Cuban, but I think a lot of guys will realize we have good cigars right now.
Yeah.
Is Cohiba one of the brand names for Cuban cigars?
Cohiba is original Cuban, but then you
was
have
originally.
the non-Cuban brand, which is General Cigar is the parent company that owns the Cohiba brand, and they own Cigars International, and then they are owned by STG, which is Scandinavian Tobacco Group. So there's actually been a court battle since probably the mid-90s between STG/General and the Cuban state-owned company, which is Habanos SA, over name trademarks.
Oh, wow.
So you'll see 1 year the judge will rule in favor of one, and then they'll appeal, and then it's just
So the other way.
20 years now, yeah.
Yeah, and it just keeps going back and forth.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting if we do open up how the trademarks kind of work out there between the two companies.
So we got a special treat for you guys out there. Sean is going to give us a quick walkthrough at a warehouse. And you said how many cigars in there?
40 million. We're gonna make them count all.
Sarah, you got to help us count the cigars in the back now.
We gotta make sure there's exactly 40 million.
Is there anything you want to add prior to us going? Anything else you want to add?
No, that was good.
Good?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
you good?
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna head to the warehouse now. We're gonna check out these 40 million cigars.
that'll
and
be
see
good.
what it's like. All right, Sean. So this is the entry to the warehouse.
This is it. Yeah, to the Mecca right here. Let me show you guys.
Mecca.
So this is it.
Wow.
You come right on back.
Look at this.
Yeah, so this is the 30,000 square feet. This is our private vault section here, kind of when you go to the premium wine store.
Yeah.
So this is all 30, 40, 50, $250, $100 individual cigars. All right here.
Wow.
Yeah, $100.
Yeah, I've heard
Yep.
Holy heck.
Doesn't even massage your feet for $100.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you'll see we have up top too. We have all of our humidification.
Yeah.
That all runs on active humidification. So we'll preset it to, hey, we want it to be 67 relative humidity in here. If it senses that it dropped below that, it'll kick on until it.
So that's a good question for somebody like me. I got a humidor at home. What's the perfect?
Perfect. So you'll hear some people say the 140 rule or the 135 rule, which is you want it to be around 65 to 70% relative humidity,
Right.
and around 65 to 70 Fahrenheit as
Okay.
well too.
Okay.
So those two numbers should always add up to
65
around.
is, I always remembered that.
Yeah.
So my little needle's right there. all the
Yeah,
time.
and it could depend on geography too. If you live out in Arizona where it's drier, you probably want 72, 75%
And even
relative.
I understand even wintertime around here, you should adjust.
You should adjust accordingly. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and there's a lot of variables. If you have forced heat in your home, that'll kind
Yes,
of work the
dry it up.
humidor a little bit too.
Okay.
But yeah, so this is, during the week, it'll be madness in here. You'll have pickers, packers, forklifts going.
Wow.
You'll see each of these white bands here. That's kind of represents a location. So each one, these pickers will go through. They'll have their little pick sheets. Normally a cart with about 20 different totes on it for 20 orders, and they'll go right through. It's super beneficial for us in the store because if you come in, you want a box of something, we just look it up, it'll print out what you want, and we'll run right to the location and grab it for you. So it's almost like you can walk into the website when you walk into the retail store.
Do you have any customers who are a little on the famous side? That's somebody that you would know, like somebody big, or no?
We have probably I'd say we have a good connection with the Andretti's here.
That's what I was trying to get to. I would think that they would be probably a connection.
Yeah.
We interviewed Mario Andretti at his house.
Okay.
One of our other shows that we did.
Okay.
So that was cool.
Yeah,
I know that he actually had cigars that were brand named, I think something over it. Some other cigar that he brand named Andretti or something for a while.
Okay. Put
I
a
don't think he
band
has
on it.
anymore. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so they're great people.
Yeah,
great
they are.
people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you'll see even up top here too. This is where the 40 million cigars comes into effect.
Yeah,
Each
sure.
one of these boxes
Oh my gosh.
is all filled with, 20, 30 individual boxes within it too.
And how much goes out and then comes back in? I mean, how long have these boxes been sitting here? You know what I'm saying?
Some of them longer than others, but for the most part, it's a pretty good turn.
It is.
Yeah, and you'll see too on the boxes, like right here, they're coming straight from Nicaragua, and we're doing our thing, putting them in samples, 5-packs, and then sending them right out.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, here, let me take you down. We'll go down this way.
Okay.
And then, yeah, so we have about think there's about 10 or so rows going left to right, all the way up and down, just filled with cigars.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. It's just one giant humidor.
I never
Yeah,
even
it's a
thought
giant
something
humidor.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. This is Arthur's.
Well,
just
you know, I
humidor.
read on the website.
Yeah.
I read on the website. I was looking at the history of the company, and they said the biggest humidor there is in the country. And yeah, it was pretty interesting. It started in Manhattan.
Manhattan,
Right? Yeah.
1939, and we were probably the first in this area, Arthur was back in 2010, to come up with the concept for restaurant, cigar bar, retail all in one. And now you're starting to see other retailers kind of mimic
starting to do
that.
Yeah.
But you know, it makes us proud to know we were the ones to start that here in the valley, which is awesome. Let me take you back here. You guys are counting, right?
Yeah.
You've been keeping count, okay.
2,784,000.
So yeah, mostly like in these rows, you'll have boxes, bundles, samplers, and then all 5-packs are along the back wall here.
Wow.
So you could see even this. You
I never
got
thought about this.
Yeah.
locations here.
That's amazing. Okay, so these are all the okay,
Yeah.
packed out.
Yeah, and like each tote, you know, like one of these is probably $200 right here on its own. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, here, let me
prices
take you
have
down
gone
this
up,
way.
That I know.
We'll go see the
It's like
assembly line.
like buying a good bottle of wine.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, they'll actually, when they pick, they'll start at that bay door down there, and they'll come in, they'll snake down through the warehouse, and then we'll come through these doors over here.
God.
After you, gentlemen. So this is the sub warehouse here. This is more accessories, lighters, cutters. That'll be all in these rows here. Yeah. You can see, I mean, look at that. It's just one pallet of humidors there.
Wow.
So yeah, this is really kind of the sub warehouse. Down this way, this is your packing stations.
Yep.
So everything will come right down the line here and go all the way down. And then you'll have the ladies at each station that'll pack, boom, send it down. This is what I was telling you about with the orders. So when a picker goes out, they have a pick sheet. Each one of these is an individual order, so they'll do about 20 at one time.
Okay.
Drop it off, and then just go pick up another cart and keep going.
How many employees are here in the?
I would guess at peak time, probably at least 100. At least 100.
Are you saying just in the warehouse type of area here?
No, overall.
Overall, so the
yeah.
whole company, about 100 people.
Yep, yeah, about 100 people. And I mean, we have call center on site, purchasing, you know, marketing, creative, finance, IT.
Camera lady.
See, let me take you down here. So I'll show you. So then the ladies will pack it here. Each order they do, they'll pull a tote off here, do the order, get the label, send it down.
Wow.
And then it comes down right to the scales here. This is where they'll weigh. Where they'll actually weigh the packages.
For shipping?
For shipping, yep. And then you'll have a couple of these. They're set up out here throughout the day, and then once it's through the scales, they just pack them on there, and then whenever UPS or USPS comes in and picks it up, when it comes in to receiving, everything comes in here, so the trucks will back right up here to the door.
Yep.
We'll kick it open, bring it out on pallets, and then that's what all these tables are for. That's where they're putting our stickers on it, our barcodes, checking, making sure we got the full amount that matches the invoice there.
Wow.
Yeah. And then over here is where we build samplers. We build samplers, 5-packs. So you'll see down here like these little pallets. They'll just get a worksheet. Hey, we need 5-packs for Perdomo, CAO, and then they'll take them, break them down, and ship them out to you.
You know, has there ever been talk about robotics coming here? You know, you have all these pickers that are working.
Yeah.
A lot of places are getting robotics now that are just moving this stuff even faster.
I've heard that too, and no, we haven't gone down that road yet. But it's like if you could figure out how to make it work, it's definitely advantageous. Yeah.
Because I know they use all those scanning things. The robots can scan and pull orders and move things quicker. And that's been happening a lot lately, and I know it's coming to every industry eventually.
It is. It is. Yeah. Yeah, we're seeing it with AI, like especially with AEO is what we've been approached about. So it's almost like SEO, which you've probably heard, getting your search engine ranked. Now it's about that AI overview. Then that's the AEO, so your answer engine optimization. So you're starting to see companies approach with those kind of solutions. This is the main office for our warehouse manager here, and then all the ladies do an excellent job. This is their little station here, inbound and outbound.
Okay, so they take all the orders from the internet coming in on the computers and.
No, these are more like managing. So they'll get the work orders set up for the 5-pack samplers, kind of make sure everybody's staying on track.
So a lot of these little wine places that are they're buying from you, pretty much.
A lot of them are. Yeah, a lot of them are.
Because I was thinking of Legends down in Easton. I would think, right? No?
Oh, where he gets his cigars? I don't know.
I don't know. Him we haven't worked with yet, but I supply a lot of shops out by New York City.
Oh, okay.
Elizabeth, Newark.
Right.
A lot of them will drive out this way just to avoid the taxes.
Sure.
Come out for the service and the knowledge as well too.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do see, our size definitely helps us with being able to supply wholesale too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah, and this is I think that's pretty much covers it.
Yeah.
Mezzanine up there, that's just for storage up top there. Okay. Even more humidors. And then the backside over there is all boxes, cardboard boxes we need. And
Sean, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Very
Sean.
well.
Great tour.
Very interesting.
Fantastic
really
place, people.
Really, really, really
90 Mort Drive, Easton, PA, man. It's out here.
That's right.
you gotta come see us.
And for our global audience, you can order online.
Yep.
Links will be down below in the description for you.
All right.
So that's in closing. That's episode 71. Thank you for joining us. I'm Joe.
I'm Bill.
I'm Sean.
Thanks. Boom.
Very good.
Thank
Very
you.
good.